and give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Chakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and all people to preach non-violence and sensible things. Sensible things like the true name of the Most High, Yahweh, meaning He is Yahweh Shai, meaning He is who saves, His Son, and Wakakadash, the name of the Holy Spirit. I want to read Isaiah 34, chapter 5, or just 34 to start with that at the start. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein in the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain shall also be cast out. So in that day, where there is the slain, they're just going to be thrown out. There's going to be no graves. There's not going to be any formal burial. And this is the sort of thing that's happening now. People aren't going to have time to do proper burials. Their stink shall come out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. You know, the vine is often known as a sign of a bloodline. You know, the vine, or the a bloodline, and a leaf falling from the vine, or a fallen fig from a fig tree. This, there's these parables of Yahweh Shai when he found vines or fig trees, have been unproductive. He's cut them off. So there's a kind of a secret little warning in there for Israel, because there's going to be the 2/3 that are cut off as well. There's that thing about the heavens being rolled together as a scroll. All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And bathed in heaven, that's an interesting, because I really like, poetically it's beautiful, but actually the meaning of bathed, let me just have a quick look up. Yeah, it's coming from heaven, it's bathed in heaven. The sword is, when he says the sword is going to be bathed in heaven, what is it going to be bathed in? It's going to be death and blood, so the death is going to come from the skies. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. So it's not even, you see, it's coming down. It's the direction is coming down, and the people of my curse to judgment. And the people of the curse are those 2/3 and the heathen. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It's made with the fat of fatness, and with the blood of goats and lambs. These are all sacrificial style elements. These are all the parts which in Leviticus and other books they were ordered to do for for purity offerings, for sin offerings. It's always it was blood that was the Lord required for sin, death. It was always been the wages of sin, right? So and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat kidneys of rams, for the Lord hath sacrificed in Bozrah. And Bozrah is Idumea, I believe. Yeah, Bozrah, an important city of Edom and the shepherding centre. It was located about 25 miles southeast of the southern end of the Dead Sea. The name means grape gathering. That's an interesting one. Bozrah meaning grape gathering. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof. So he's just talking about utter destruction. and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. And it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. I know what we're talking about. Anything that can burn that hot, for that goes on forever. We're talking about things with a nuclear half-life of 400 years or something, even longer, 10,000 years. Some of these materials we're talking about stuff that doesn't stop getting hot. So you have to think about that. From generation to generation it shall lie waste, none shall ever pass through it forever and ever. Again, how can you waste the land for that long without nature coming back? If you utterly destroy it until it's dust, then and the nuclear fallout is so strong that life cannot be sustained, or only, as they say, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. What's the bittern? Let's see. I'm not sure what the bittern is, but the cormorant is a pelican. So there's going to be some of the off-key creatures that can survive. Like things like bats and cockroaches. They'll be chilling there, but really you ain't going to see antelope there or anything. Beautiful birds or anything like that. The owl shall also, and a raven shall dwell in it. Yeah, so the owl, this kind of unclean animal, often associated with, the occult, and the raven, which eats the carcass. It's what's the word? It's a scavenger. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. So the line of confusion being, this idea of, okay. It's funny because sometimes when you start reading, the spirits start flowing and the ideas come faster than you can even spit them out. So the line of confusion, well, the idea of stones and stumbling blocks is repeated in the Bible, like stones, things being a stubble, things that stop you from making progress. So what they're saying here is that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are going to stretch out in this land things that will stop, big blockers that will stop progress. This land will never recover. The line of confusion, the stones of emptiness. Stones you try and build with stones of emptiness, you're just going to end up where you started. And the line of confusion is you're trying to follow a straight path, but you end up back where you started or somewhere bent. So that's the whole secrets of that. But as the Spirit was revealing unto me, if I look into the concordance here, it says some weird stuff. Limestones are used for measuring, and confusion and emptiness. Yeah, that's not really how I'm feeling it, to be honest, but open to correction. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and to her princes shall be nothing. And the thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortress thereof, and it shall be a habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. So, habitation of dragons. Where the dragons like to, from your storybooks, they just like to stay in these old caves, man. These old busted out fortresses that have long since had no men in them. They're like uninhabited areas. But I'm not sure if dragons is actually that in this sense. Let's carry on. The wild beasts of the desert shall meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to its fellow, and the squishal shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay, and hatch, and gallop under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. So this is going to be a left-hand side place. This is going to be a place for just dumping crap. This ain't going to be a good place to look up to. It's just going to be like a place for all of the left-hand side creatures and all the rubbish that isn't right. Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read, None of these shall fail. And this goes back to what I was saying before. I mean, it's for me as well, because I kind of fallen off my reading a little bit. So, but also this goes back to just an exhortation to all of us to read more. None of these shall fail. None shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them, and he hath cast out the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it for ever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. And a shout of there. Shalom.